Chris is the producer of this show, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure. He is the Raw Comedy finalist for 2017, 2018 and 2020. Had a sellout tour of his Melbourne Fringe Festival show, Walking the Dog, and a Darwin Comedy Cup... Oh, Jesus. Darwin Comedy Cup winner for 2019. He's a dear friend of mine as well. Ladies and gentlemen, our headliner tonight, Mr. Will Crawford!
Good evening, thanks for coming everyone. I am looking out amongst the sea of faces and bodies, and I'm impressed. Bit creepy. It's gonna get a whole lot worse, people. No, people are looking pretty good. I think people have looked after themselves in COVID. Not everyone did. I think a few people might have done, the get fit things. I think Facebook, I saw the 25 push-up challenge for depression. It's awesome. I was inspired. I was so inspired, I called up Beyond Blue and negotiated for a 7 push-up challenge for the mildly irritated. Awesome. Couldn't get enough of them. And a good friend of mine who was meant to come tonight but hasn't for... You'll find out why. She's lovely. She's lovely, Ma, and she's big into the CrossFit. And she said, Will, I think you might need to jack up that rig. Bit judgy. No, come on. I said, how do you improve on this? No, she said, Will, you've in a lot of ways. You've got a lot of problems. And it hit me that CrossFit is actually a cult. It is full on a cult. Think about it. They make you go multiple times a week. You've got to invite your friends. You've got to tell all your friends. You have to give them half your money. If you don't go, they make you guilty. And then on a special occasion for an outdoor session, they take you to Nightcliff foreshore, shout, abuse and humiliate you in public. That's not a cult, that's my first marriage. No, you can't say that. That's horrible. But it's a little bit much. It's a little bit much. But recently, I've got a couple of work colleagues in the crowd, and they've got us doing some special behavioural assessments to find out how you can better talk to people and tailor your management skills, that kind of thing. Awesome. I thought, I really want to know myself deeply. I can only improve. There's a lot of laughing. No, but you can only improve if you know what you're like inside, people. So I did the testing, and it's like the Myers-Briggs, but it's behavioural preferences. Anyway, so it's all the rage at the moment. So anyway, I did all the tests. It's online. They said, just do it from the heart. Just flow, let it flow. What happens, happens. It is what it is. It's also a cult, no. But no, I did the test, and it came back that I'm a dominant cunt. Crossing over with an interpersonal asshole, which means I'm very good at fucking a lot of people up. Perfect. This is the greatest. So they've got us doing all this testing and applying that. And so the other part of it is you've got this workplace thing. It's like Facebook internally, so you don't get sued. You know the one? Yeah, so they've got us doing workplace. I've got my social media manager here. She's not going to like this. So anyway, so you're meant to do inspiring shit on the Facebook. And so we're wanting to get everyone involved and we get buy-in, and that makes a great company. And so anyway, so the first one was you've got to, share your greatest achievements at work for the last financial year. This is super exciting. And being a manager is a little bit like being a parent. So you find out when you're a manager that a lot of your staff hate each other and they complain to you. But you're not allowed to hit any of them. What the fuck? No. And it happens. And you're also not allowed to play favourites. It's parenting. You've got to treat everyone fairly. Imagine. And so anyway, I do have my favourite. And my favourite is an accountant. Because we've got lots of accountants and builders. And accountants come across nice, but they're really naughty.
Dark horses.
Like, yes. Have we got any accountants in the room? Okay. None are admitting it because they also have really poor interpersonal... No, they're fine. They're lovely. But anyway, my favourite, for the sake of the story, let's call her Sue. That's her name. Hi, Sue. No, Sue's the greatest because Sue is sassy and she tells it how it is. And she's not a normal accountant. I hate to pigeonhole, but she's sassy and she's naughty and I can't get enough of Sue. Anyway, we had this thing on the workplace, and it's what's your greatest achievement at work for the last financial year. So we're wanting lots of people to share their ideas, and everyone did. It was compelling. And anyway, one of those examples came from our HR people and culture team. That's awesome. And let's just call that person Beth, because that's her name. Beth. So Beth put her greatest achievement for the year was having a baby. And Sue reminded her, this is your greatest achievement at work for the last financial year. And she posted on Workplace, that's awesome. Really? At work? Man, HR really taking this open door policy a bit seriously. I secretly loved it, but we're apparently not meant to harass each other. It's very disappointing. But I was at meetings all day, so I couldn't intervene earlier. And these things, how some people normally should wait the next day before responding? Sue doesn't. But also, Sue's cool. And Sue... Anyway, so Beth then gets a bit cranky and says, motherhood is the greatest achievement of anyone. I will not anyone degrade motherhood. It's the greatest. In fact, so great is motherhood. She said, Beth, I would go to YouTube and watch Thai cave rescues if I wanted to see children being pulled out of a hole. Boom! This is on a workplace scenario at a work that I cannot name, but I worked there. But it was the greatest. But I'm not meant to allow shit like this. I'm a manager and I'm meant to manage people. So we sat down and I had a chat and we came to a behavioural agreement. That's what we do these days. We agree on behaviours. So I said to Sue, you're a fantastic accountant. I think you're tremendous with numbers and squirrely things. This is fabulous. And your Excel's phenomenal. But we're going to have a behavioural agreement. No more Thai cave rescue jokes. Okay. I'm a hard manager. Anyway, so I think it ends there. But this workplace keeps on giving. This Facebook forum of sharing our internal feelings with colleagues in an open environment. It's fucking awesome. I'm not allowed to say that, but it is. So anyway, the following week we were trying to celebrate, international weeks. We've got International Week of Conservation, and we had an International Week of Disability. And once again, I'm at a meeting and Sue chimes in. It's fantastic. She's a contributor. She really contributes. So Sue
Sue had this one. Just like, because it's, I mean, and really, the footballers are big into sharing vulnerabilities. It's a big thing now of bringing cohesive teams together by sharing the adversity we've passed through. This is big people. Sue shared big time. Big time. Sue said, Day of International Disability. Just want to share a story. That story is my brother has a big disability, but he's achieved hugely. It gives me great pride to let everyone know that my brother suffers from being a builder. Should add that we have a construction unit at work. And she then follows up and she said, no, this is serious. Statistics tell us that 1 in 3 people suffers from having known a builder. Kid you not. The builder, they're a lot like heavy machinery. They're reliable, good with numbers, not so good at dealing with interpersonal issues, and when you turn them on, they go bing. Not appropriate, Sue. She said, but she goes further. Some of my best friends have talked to builders. She's given. She just doesn't stop giving. And she finished it off, and this was really touching. She was saying, as a brother, there's something that is both beautiful about his achievement, but also hauntingly longing that you know there are things in this life, joys, experiences that builders will never enjoy, like dancing. Have you seen a builder dance? Flopping, head to the ceiling, like a young liberal looking for their conscience. No. Too much. We had to do another behavioural agreement because of that. But she's my favourite. That's just too good. Anyway, I've shared a little too much, I feel. Shared a little too much. But, yeah, apparently I'm going to share more.
Bring it on!
Can't do anything about it. I don't know. My mum recently turned 70 and she's just the girl. Give her a clap. She's amazing. But no, seriously, I hold my mum genuinely super high. She raised 6 kids. She's an artist. She's looking after people. She's a real disability advocate. She's an amazing human being. And it was actually just in January when we were allowed to travel. I went down there for her birthday and I asked her, I said, I wanted to tap into that wisdom. You know, she's lived much, you know, and she's always been this really wise person. I said, Mum, what does it mean to be an adult? She said, Will, you're 43 years old. That's a disturbing question. But I'll tell you. And she said, Will, adulthood is that beautiful phase of your life when you can let go and you no longer feel the need to pursue hallucinogen-filled casual sex in strange beds in places you can't pronounce with men with lower IQs than Labradors. I should add, my mum is a crazy hippie and she fucks with me all the time. And when she speaks in public, I get very embarrassed. I actually did that joke in Melbourne at a gig in Jan. Mum was there. The hand went up. Just done a joke about my mother's sexual proclivities. And she said, Will, Mum, I could pronounce all the cities. She's the greatest. But it did get me thinking, like, you know, existentially, what are we here for? Like, and you know, to draw on, you know, I mean, Mum's wisdom in a strange way, she was probably leading me towards something. Maybe if she hadn't been such a tart, I wouldn't have... No, she's a gorgeous woman, and I respect her wholeheartedly. But no, it did get me thinking that we have really strange dreams as children, and maybe sometimes unrealistic dreams. We dream of being a movie star or a singer or prime minister, if you're that way inclined. But there's sometimes not highly realistic goals. We're not a pilot, all these things. And in fact, really, I think we had some slightly unrealistic goals as kids, and it just makes us think back to when we were 10 years old. Maybe, we should have been a bit more realistic as kids. I mean, I know probably some of you, like at 10, were dreaming of being an Olympic hero, maybe like Grant Hackett, and then wake up 10 years later being evicted from a domestic flight in a drunken stupor. Maybe that dream is achievable. But for me, my big dream was being picked out of the lineup at Australian Idol, and just it's what I wanted to do, and that dream to win that 7-week contract to tour the Westfields of Western Sydney, that would change my life completely. But the closest I ever came to that Westfield regional tour was a recent trip to country Victoria to visit my brother. And he's a beautiful man, and his local policeman got 3 beautiful kids, and I went up there to stay with him, and it was great. And, hadn't caught up, and he's probably my close, I'm from a big family, he's the closest of my siblings. We get on like a house on fire. And he said, "Oh, can you do us a favour?" I said, "Sure." So, go into a police lineup. Fair enough, I can do that.
You look guilty.
What?
You look guilty.
It's true. So I agreed to go into an actual police lineup with my policeman brother in the Mansfield Watch House. So there are men with no teeth, there are men with 3 teeth, and then there's Will. So anyway, join the dots. I got picked out. Because do you realise that means I look more seedy and dodgy than a real sex offender? Some people have resting bitch face. I have resting pedo grin. It's not good. It's not good. And so, my brother apologised and said, "But we're going to have to lay charges." Buzz, I'm here for 3 weeks, man. I wasn't even here when it happened. So I'll let the judge decide that.
Don't follow it.
Families, people, families. Love me. But I don't know about you. I'm kind of glad I wasn't locked up with my family in COVID. They're all a long, long way away. They're horrible people. Just don't even want to touch them. No, they're fine. But we do. I'm from a huge family. 8 kids, massive. And so we do the Kris Kringle. We can't, all grown up. We do presents for the kids, but the adults, it's take one. And I got my self-improvement sister. Awesome, lucky. So anyway, I was going, wonder what I'm going to get. Yeah, I got a 10-week life coaching self-improvement course. It's a bit rough. Probably only needed the 5 weeks. So, no, but seriously, she gave me a voucher for Tomorrow is a Better You, and it's in Coconut Grove. So I went down there. I met Trevor. It was a very feng shui little office, and it was very lovely. And he came and said, "Will, take a seat. Cross your legs. I want you to take a deep breath. I'll put a CD of some whale moaning noises, and I want you to look deep into your inner being. And I want you to tell me your 3 life goals. And together, we're going to achieve those goals." So, I looked deep into my soul. My inner being, in fact, so deep, very, very, it was normal. And I said, "Trevor, I've never told anyone this before, I'm in fact a little afraid to say it. My life goal is to shoot Carl Sandler's Peter Dutton and Andrew Bolton a triple drive-by. Now, is that 1 or 3 goals there, gang? I know. Am I being too ambitious? No. It didn't go well. It didn't go well. But seeing as that we have shared something tonight, seeing as I'm surrounded by some uniquely talented people, can I just get everyone to quickly put their hands together for Shalom Carr? If I wasn't gay, I'm about to be, but this was, no, that was too much. But tremendous. Can I thank all the comedians, thank Doms. It's been great, and thank you for coming out and supporting the local arts. That's fantastic. And self-congratulations over, people. As a gift to you individually, each of you, looking at all of you, I'm going to do something I don't often do. Woo! I'm going to sing. Now, normally, I would have a string section, so just run that through your mind. I would normally have a harp and a percussionist, but I don't have any of those people of sufficient quality. So no. This is not just a song. It's not just a gift. It's a story. It captures the essence of my best friend in the whole world. My puppy Troy. Remember, people? Remember those dreams? The Westfield shopping towns, this is what it could have been. When I was a boy, I had a dog named Troy. I picked him out from the breeders. On the way home, he did a wee on my lap. And I knew he was the right dog for me. For the next 3 weeks, we were the best of friends. Playing catch in the park. I was just 6. He was a Labrador with a really nice bark. Then one day, when the vet came around, in his big brown station wagon, Troy was in the driveway playing with a ball and ran into the street tail a wagon. We peeled Troy from the vet's front fender and went to seek medical wisdom. Troy needed life support just to stay alive. But there ain't no beds in the canine public health system. Why, oh why, did my puppy have to die? Why didn't the vet see him out in front? Why is there no money for the canine public health system? Oh, Mr. Greg Hunt, you're a cunt. Thanks for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Will Crawford.